What's going on, Pokemon Go trainers? Welcome to episode 75 of Lured Up, a podcast where we take Pokemon Go way more seriously than we do ourselves. Today, Sunday, April 21st, 2019. I'm your host, Ken Pescator, joined by my co-hosts, as always, Adam Tuttle and Melissa Pescator. Hi, friends. How
Episode
are you?
75.
Hello.
We are 3/4 of the way
Easters.
to 100.
It's a sort of a benchmarky episode, right? 75?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, you guys should just
Holiday
bench me.
episode.
Holiday episode. It's Easter. Happy Easter.
Hippity hoppity.
Yes.
Happy,
Did you
happy
find all
Easter.
those eggs? How many eggs did you incubate and hatch?
Oh my god, let's not talk
Bro.
about that.
Eggs. We're going to get there. We're going to talk about the Extravaganza event a bit in a minute.
I still can't hatch them. Even with the fucking half distance. I've only hatched two.
Did you
kids.
switch on Adventure Sync?
Yes. It's her setup is correct. It always has been. She just doesn't know how to play. All right, some housekeeping really quick. This podcast is powered by Patreon. Please check ours out over at patreon.com/gottawatchemall, where you can support this show for as little as $1 a month. And that $1 will get you access to our patron-exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people.
It sure is.
And I want to give a huge shout out to our show supporter tier patrons, Brittany J, Jessica Matt, M. Pitts, Terry, David, Chris, Sydney, Bacon L, The Noise, Harry, Pokenavbot, Purple Pancakes, Damn Gears Be Bangin', and new this week in the Discord tier, Ben and Chad. Thank you so much for joining the
friend.
Discord tier. I've seen them in there
welcome
already.
to the Discord.
And also, special thanks to our executive producer, Paul Bott. As always, thank you so much.
Paul.
All right, on today's show, I had a conversation yesterday with IVpips from Pokenav. We'll talk about this. This is a fantastic Discord tool for raid coordination and all types of different gameplay coordination. So I talked with him. It was very fascinating to hear his process. I want to talk about GoFest tickets. They've announced this lottery system. By the time you hear this, the lotto will be active. So we're going to talk about it with hopes that everything's going to go well.
Lottery system?
Yeah, Melissa doesn't even know about this, and it's a little messy right now because we don't know how in practice this is going to work. I've never experienced it, but they've done this in the Asian events for a while now, and those go off really well. So we'll talk about that. Shiny Meltan is making a return to the game. Like I said, we'll recap the Extravaganza event. Sentosa Safari Zone is going on right now, and that's brought us some new shinies. And we have a metric shit ton of miscellaneous news to talk about today before we wrap up. All right.
It's a lot of stuff.
We have something real special to do real quick here.
We do. This is important.
So
It's
Terry
real
Wolf,
special.
friend of the show, Terry Wolf, we played his drunk voicemails last week, which were fucking hilarious. He messages me just before we record, and he says, hey, let me know when you guys are recording. Can you do a live call?
I think this is kind of my fault, though. I sort of enticed him a little bit. I was filming some Easter egg extravaganza this morning on Instagram, and he was watching, and I kind of said, hey, you should take a couple shots and give us a call. And that was just the wrong thing to do. So
that was like 12 hours ago. He remembered.
So he's anxiously awaiting our call right now.
All right. So what we're going to do here is live call Terry Wolf from Melissa's phone. We're just going to literally hold that shit right up to the microphone. So the fidelity is going to be exceptionally poor. And I'm sure he's going to be hard to understand. But
all right, let's see if I can get the...
This could be very fun. Terry Wolf, are you there?
I am here, and
Yes.
I'm drunk.
Oh, yay! Hi, thanks for taking
let's
my
get go
advice,
south.
friend.
I feel great. It's Easter. Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy
Yes.
Easter to
Happy
you, friend.
Easter,
Did
Terry.
you find all the eggs?
Oh, I found all the eggs. I hatched all those fucking eggs.
How many incubators did you go through?
Many, honestly. Let me take a look. I'm walking around my stomping grounds here, so I've hatched 116 eggs only.
Oh, my God. I've hatched 2.
Dude, I saw some guy on Twitter, 500 fucking eggs he hatched, dude.
Yeah.
500 eggs.
Yes, it's absolutely insane. People went fucking crazy, man. And I have to ask, were you burning super incubators on 2K eggs?
Fuck yeah.
Yes. Yes.
I had over 100 super incubators going into this event. And I bought boxes. So, yeah.
That's fantastic.
So Terry, man, we're super excited to see you in Chicago, man. This is going to be absolutely out of control.
Dude, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I want to meet everybody I can.
It's going to be great.
I have a question. Do you have any questions, comments, or concerns that you would like to bring to us at the podcast?
The podcast? Hell no, you guys are rocking it, dude.
All right.
We appreciate that.
The interviews you guys are doing, you're killing it, dude. You're putting Pokemon Go Radio almost to shame the way you're doing it.
Shots
We
fired.
didn't say it. We didn't say it.
Hey, they're my guys, dude. That's hard to say for me. That hurts my heart.
Oh shit. I actually had like a really nice 15-20 minute conversation with Nara the other night, just talking shop and everything, man. I love those guys.
Oh yeah, I mean, you guys have really in the last few months have just fucking shot up your game, dude.
Holla.
It's very impressive.
Oh shit! Thank you.
Well, all you have to do is just decide to no longer sleep and dedicate every minute of your life to the
sacrifice
brand.
everything. Yeah, just sacrifice everything else in your life and just dedicate everything to Pokemon. And then it works.
Where I'm at.
And then it works.
All right, Terry, man, we're going to let you go. Thanks so much for coming on the show for a minute. That was great. I can't fucking wait for Chicago, dude. This is going to be awesome.
Yes.
Fuck yeah. Go Fest 2000, what is it, 19 now? Did you go another year?
Yeah, what is this, 2020?
All right, man. Thanks again. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, later. Love you guys.
Love
Later.
you too. Bye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the
That
one
was
and
the
only
Terry
Terry
Wolf.
Wolf. I love that guy so much.
Oh,
He's like
so
the
funny,
happiest
man.
fucking drunk too. Like he's so positive.
I was expecting some slurred words or something.
Did you hear the way he said incubators?
Incubators. I know. I haven't. We've hung out with Terry. At the bar, but
You
I
guys
have
did.
not.
I didn't get a
I have
chance
not
to.
played with him. I want to get out there and grind with some Terry Wolf, man. I want to go hard with Terry Wolf. That's like a segment of the show.
Oh my God.
Going hard with Terry Wolf. Yes.
That's just
That's
wrong.
going to be a new recurring
Wrong.
segment on the show. All right, what we're going to do is take a quick break. When we come back, I'm going to cut in my interview with IVpips from PokeNav, and then we'll come back and go through the news of the week. So, we'll be right back with the IVpips interview.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Pikachu!
It's Clefairy!
All right, we're back from our break, and I am so happy to be joined by IVpips from PokeNavBot. Dan, how are you, man? Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. This is really cool to be on here.
You're from the Philly area, an area near and dear to my heart. I grew up in Jersey here, still in Jersey. I'll probably never leave Jersey. Philadelphia has always had a special place in my heart because that was, half my stomping grounds, my old hardcore days, playing music and all that stuff. We spent plenty of time in Philly, raising hell and doing stuff we weren't supposed to. So that's pretty cool. But why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us where you're from. Tell us your team affiliation. Let's talk about your favorite Pokemon. We'll get some of the basics out of the way before we start talking about the tool.
Sure. So my in-game name is IVpips, what most people know me as. My name's Dan. And like you said, I'm from the Philly area and Team Mystic, and I have been since the beginning. And my favorite Pokemon is Togekiss.
That's a very unique Pokemon. I don't think I've ever heard anyone say, well, what's the attraction to Togekiss? Did they come from Togepi or just straight to Togekiss?
No, so I guess I like Togepi too, but I always like Togekiss playing like the main series games. I always thought it had kind of like an interesting and really annoying moveset if you weren't prepared for it. So I kind of, I guess from like Gen 2 to 4, it kind of grew to be like my favorite Pokemon.
You mentioned the main series. So what's your history with Pokemon? Prior to Go, did you have a connection to the franchise?
Yeah, man, I've been playing it since like 6th grade. So since like the games came out.
Nice.
And I probably played every like main series game, just like growing up. And I played Pokemon Red. That was like my original. And
Yes.
I played that. I would tell you how many hours I played that game when I was a kid, but it stopped counting in the cartridge after 250. So
Yes, that's so awesome.
So I've always played, and I actually in the past couple of years I reconnected with some friends, and I got a little bit more into kind of like Pokemon Showdown and like the competitive Pokemon battling and stuff. So it's kind of been my history.
Yeah, I just started dabbling with Showdown. I took part in a podcaster draft league this year,
awesome.
which was a lot of fun, and I had my first real taste of competitive video game play, and got my absolute ass handed to me on a weekly basis for the most part.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun to kind of learn, and it's like, holy shit, man! The amount of moves that these Pokemon can learn in the main series, is insane. Like we have it so easy when it comes to strategizing and building out ways to work with Pokemon and Pokemon Go because they have such limited movesets. And it's like, right. When I was in Showdown, it's like, man, how am I supposed to know you could know that move? That's no fair. So it was really funny. But yeah, Showdown is that is really cool. But that's great to hear that you've been around the franchise for a long time, man. That's always good to hear. And, either way, anytime I hear new players that just come to Pokemon from Pokemon Go gets me all excited. And then anytime I hear people that have a long-standing relationship with the franchise, hell, man, that's always awesome too. So why don't you tell us about your community? So that's kind of my first introduction to you was through what you have kind of built for your community locally to you. So why don't you tell us about that?
So I'm an admin, and I help run a local community outside of Philly called Bucksmont Pokemon Go. We cover a pretty big area. Bucks and Montgomery counties are like two of the like larger counties right outside of Philly. And we have pretty interesting community there. Like I'm really proud of it, just like in terms of the general knowledge and skill level of like all the players and, kind of how we bring new players in. And we have an interesting group. Like we've got people on in our community that are like writers for Game Press. We have some competitive Pokemon main series like YouTubers and stuff on our community. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool group that I'm pretty proud of.
Everyone that I talk to, from a creator's perspective, a straight trainer perspective, it really always comes down and back to the community. So when you have a group of people that you can really connect with and have this really great mutual respect for, and everyone's kind of, jiving together, jamming on the same stuff, it's always really awesome. So it's cool when you can be really proud of that, and definitely should be proud of it. You got a big ass group too, right? How many people?
The Discord count, like our membership count's probably around 2,000.
Woo!
And that all blew up mostly when Legendary Raids came out, which I guess sort of ties into kind of like Pokenav and how that started. We grew from like, I guess, an offshoot of like a Facebook group that was at first just like maybe a couple hundred people to like, almost 2,000 within like the span of like a couple months when those Legendary Raids came out.
Well, that brings up a good point, and I actually have that noted here in my notes, is that talking about that kind of shift that most communities saw that went from social media like Facebook or Twitter, mainly Facebook chat, Messenger, and then pushed itself over to Discord. There was kind of this migration from Facebook over to Discord. Just explain to me how you had the idea to get this thing started, and at what point did you say like, oh man, Discord is really where it's at?
It started probably around the time of the gym rework and like raids. The Facebook group was how I actually got introduced that there was like even a community locally. So it was great for visibility because like, a lot of people are on Facebook, and so it's easy to find it. But then when it came to kind of coordinating in the game, not too many people were using like Messenger. And when people were like trying to coordinate raids or calling out like spawns or whatever, it would always be like way too late when you got it. Like you check a Facebook thread, it'd be like way too late. So it wasn't super conducive to kind of like real-time communication. I feel like there's more of a disconnect when you're talking through like social media threads than when you're talking like kind of like real-time directly with somebody.
Sure.
So I think that was like, when I created the Discord server and people started coming over, there definitely started to be like more of like a personal connection between everybody. And then of course, as like raids developed, it being like real-time communication and allowing like bots to be like, to do a lot more and to be a lot more flexible than like Facebook was, there really wasn't like any comparison in my opinion. So, we sort of migrated over, and then raids really like pushed our membership totals like up.
Why don't you start breaking down exactly what Pokénav is and the features that are associated with it? Because I knew you on Twitter, I knew you through social media, but I was playing in my local group in my work area. So I work 50 miles from where I live. So I'm playing in that area one day, and they moved over to Discord very, very reluctantly from WhatsApp. So, and the WhatsApp was a mess. There was just so many people in it. It was just madness. And they moved over to Discord. They started getting a little bit more coordinated, but they weren't running any tools. And then one day I see PokéNavBot in the user list, and I go, oh shit, check this out. This is like my local group. I get to actually use this. And from that point, I started having some experience with the tool and how it really worked. So And I was blown away. I was very impressed with the tool because it performs and acts very differently from other tools that I was used to. So why don't you break down exactly what the tool is all about, the key features, and what you would kind of, if you're talking to someone for the first time about the tool, what are the key points that you'd want to make sure they were aware of?
So I would say Pokénav it's a Discord bot that helps community admins set up and manage like a full-featured Pokemon Go community. So that means doing things like raid coordination, trading, research reports. You can kind of like manage in-game locations so you can actually get like accurate directions to like raids or wherever. It does rule-based notifications. You can kind of like motivate your community with badges. There's a lot of stuff, man. Like there's trainer profiles. It integrates with a mobile app. There's a lot of features, but the gist is basically anything that you kind of would want to coordinate in-game for, it tries to help you do that.
When the big move went to Discord, you saw people getting a little bit more engaged with the community because they were trying to be proactive with, like you were saying, call outs and things like that. And in my community, what I noticed was people were a little nervous of Discord or threatened by Discord because of the learning curve. It just, people are like, what do you mean I have to type commands? I don't understand this shit. And Facebook, I just say, hey, there's a 100% at the shop right, and then maybe you'll catch it. But now all of a sudden I got to put in these funky commands and do all this stuff. I'm not a coder. I can't handle this. What I noticed about Pokénav that was different was it's exceptionally user-friendly because for raids, it uses like a screenshot system. Explain how this works, because I think this is much different from what I'm totally used to in my area and a lot of the communities that I play in.
So actually the motivation behind that, if you know anything about Pokénav, you probably know it's like the bot that makes raids from screenshots. So basically it can take a screenshot of any raid boss or egg or EX raid pass, and it'll kind of extract all the information that like a user could report from that. So like where it is, the time, the boss, the hatch and the end time and all that stuff. And it does that for you. So you don't have to issue a command. People subsequently upload screenshots. It'll, depending on what, by default, it'll add them to the raid group, like as though they wanted to join, but you have like some settings and control over it. But it makes it for much more reliable and kind of complete raid reports. And in addition, it can kind of do a little bit similar thing for team screenshots and like Pokestop screenshots for like research reporting as well. So kind of what makes it different is it uses optical character recognition and also kind of machine learning to do like all that detection. And I can get into it if you're interested in the technical details or whatever. But
well, I mean, I think that the magic, the secret sauce here is that for the user, they don't necessarily need to know about that stuff.
Absolutely.
They just submit the screenshot and it works. And I think that's the big difference between some of the other tools that are out there that might seem a little bit intimidating because you have to issue specific commands and have the right spacing and the right character set and all this stuff. That's what I was used to. And so when I saw this screenshot system, I was like, holy shit, this is great for Legendary Lunch Hour where time is of the essence. And I really need to get these things posted and up and out. I was able to drive through the park, get these screenshots immediately, get these things up. And all of a sudden I had 8, 9 new channels built within, a 60-second window. I was like, this is fucking great. I was like, this takes all the guesswork out of it. This does everything for me. I do appreciate that. So as a trainer, as a user, thanks. That was freaking great. But as, someone promoting the tool that I want people to know about this, it really makes a huge difference in how user-friendly this tool is, because if you could take a screenshot, you could use the tool. And I think that's paramount to getting people motivated and engaged with Discord at large. And when, you can have this level of coordination where all you have to do is submit a screen grab, it's just very user friendly. So that's great.
Yeah, absolutely. That is definitely one of the motivations. And I'd be lying if I said one of my goals wasn't to try and convert people from other communities into Discord, because I'm kind of opinionated in that, I do think it's kind of like the best platform for coordinating, and at least in Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I agree. And prior to Pokemon Go, I had never used Discord before. I played WoW for years and years and years, and a lot of people that I played with, some of them, went to Discord, but we were using like Ventrilo and TeamSpeak and all that stuff back in the day. And, Discord for Pokemon Go, I use Discord, like when I look at my screen time app next to Pokemon Go itself, it's like my number one used app.
Yep.
And, I'm in there so incredibly often every day that, anytime that experience can be streamlined for me, it's like, that's a win in my column, in my book for sure.
Can I tell you a secret?
Yes.
So I actually never used Discord until my friend introduced it to me for like a Blizzard. We were like coordinating for Blizzard games. And then the next day I made Bugs Font Pokemon Go. And so people think I'm like an expert on Discord, but when I made the server, I actually had no idea what I was doing.
You know what, man? That's freaking awesome though, because that's pretty inspiring because, a lot of the stuff that I'm trying to do here on this channel, it's like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, man. I'm flying by the seat of my pants, but that's what makes it so organic. And that's what makes it so natural. So that's really cool to hear that because, hey, man, could have fooled the shit out of me. And in fact, you did. So that's pretty cool. But what was your inspiration to really build the tool? And what's your background? How did this even come about that you have the capabilities to do this? Is this something that you do in your 9 to 5?
Yes. I mean, I'm a software developer by trade. My normal day job is I'm in like finance or whatever, but it's not like the most interesting stuff. But actually, the way this started was around the time of Legendary Raids. We weren't employing really any bots for like anything besides like routine Discord stuff. And the kind of prehistoric version of Pokénav was something I made in like a day when like the coordination just became like unusable when like we started getting like hundreds of new people.
Right.
So actually I wrote that, and the first version was really just like you tagged like a raid boss role, like Raid Lugia, and it would like make a private channel and you could kind of join it. And I got a bunch of local servers that were kind of interested in the bot, but I was like so overwhelmed at the time that I didn't feel comfortable like running a community, and I had like a young kid and my job and everything. And so I was kind of focused on the community, and I didn't want to take the responsibility of building out this tool for like everybody to use. And then maybe about 9 months later, I decided that given what I had known about like coordinating and like developing bots, I could make like a fresh start. And that's kind of like how Pokénav started. I wanted to build the bot that I felt like I needed for my community. And at the same time, I had the background to be able to make like kind of like a tool and platform that any number of communities could use. So I felt like I was ready to do that. And that's kind of like how Pokénav started. I started working on it in like March of 2018.
That's awesome. And now you're at the point where now you're integrating with other tools as well, right? Like you have integration with Sylph cards and Pokebattler and trainer decks even, right? Like how did all that come about? I mean, on the podcast side, I know that collaboration is key. I want to work with as many different people as possible, and I'd imagine that when it comes to, software, it would be, the same, right? Like you really want to connect and work with a lot of people. So how did these relationships kind of develop?
I'll be completely honest. So when I was developing the bot, the biggest kind of benchmark I had, because I was like starting kind of late, was Meowthbot. Like Meowthbot is this like awesome open source bot that has a ton of features, and they had, Sylph cards and they had counters and stuff. And so I was like, I need to kind of at least try and be like as good as they are, because I'm starting so much later. So I actually, Sylph's like API is kind of public, and I knew I had like my own profile in the bot where people could have like their XP and their team and everything. So I used like Sylph's trainer card API. So now like anybody can just like run a command and they can link their Discord with their Sylph card, and they can bring up their Sylph card from Discord. Same with trainer decks, and you can actually like sync your XP. So if you update trainer decks or you update your Sylph card, but you don't necessarily update Discord, it will automatically update like Pokénav from those places, like when they update.
That's awesome. That's such a huge help.
Yeah. So it's like if you use those tools, and I just reached out to Jay from Trainer Decks one day, and I was like, hey, can I like integrate with your tool? And like I just did it. I worked with him to use his API and everything, and he was really helpful. He was one of the first people that I worked with when I was doing these integrations. And Pokebattler, dude, Salandro is like so open and like willing to let people like use his tool. He's awesome. And we use him for counters. So like when you announce a raid, counters are like automatically inserted into the raid channel. But also if you link your Pokebattler account with Pokénav, you can like DM the bot or issue a command and get like personalized counters from your Pokebox. So if you've like loaded stuff in, you can get those. So the integrations were kind of important because I know like I would have wanted to be able to like do those things. And I know people want to be able to integrate with like, great like existing third-party tools. So that was like, I'm willing to work with pretty much like anybody that wants to integrate. Pokenav actually we have our own like APIs. So like all of the raids and everything that's reported, all the research, actually like anybody can like use that data. We have like a public data set and anyone can use that for like research or to create their own like user submitted map or infographics or anything they want.
That's awesome, man. And again, I think that's a kind of a testament to your focus on the community, because it's, if we all work together, I mean, it's just going to produce a greater result and a greater experience for the trainers, which is really what it's all about.
Absolutely.
You mentioned that there's a mobile app, and I think that this is kind of unique here because, I've used plenty of Discord tools, tons of different bots that do all different types of things, but they all exclusively live on Discord. So now you mentioned the mobile app. Explain to me how this works. So that you have your own standalone app?
Yeah. So this is actually probably a product of like how Pokenav was made. So like it just so happens that when I started writing Pokenav, Niantic completely shut down third-party maps. So when I was doing the bot, my gears started spinning and thinking, well, the biggest source of user-submitted raids is actually people coordinating on Discord. And they don't have to go to like a website and like submit stuff. So all these features like the screenshot reporting and all that stuff was actually made to try and make the app kind of more realistic goal. So the way the app works is when you post a screenshot, as long as your server decides that they want to share screenshots or like make them public, when you upload a screenshot or you do a manual raid report, as long as it knows the location and the time when the raid will end, the map inside the app will show you like that raid. So you can use it it's like a user submitted raid map. It also shows like your Pokenav badges, that's like a pretty popular feature admins use to kind of do like achievements and stuff for their community. So it'll show like the badges you've earned and stuff like that. But the main goal was kind of to show you like nearby user submitted raids.
So ultimately, you could have kind of this aggregate effect from multiple communities that are submitting. If they have them, wide open like that, that the app will kind of draw in all that stuff coming from multiple communities. So if you're on the road or you're traveling, that could be a great resource to kind of just scoop up information without having to actually be part of the Discord.
Absolutely, and like if you're looking at the mobile app and somebody's reported a raid, then you can see what community reported and you can actually like join the Discord. Like you can hit the invite link right from the app and join. So
that's great.
It's kind of like the it's not a replacement for the self like community map because it's obviously specific to those communities using Pokenav, but it's kind of meant to break the ice and let people hopefully join communities that are active when they travel.
And especially for someone like me that I'm always on the road because just for work, I'm traveling so much. So, I mean, I'll try to stop off in new locations and just say, hey, I'm going to try to infiltrate this community and, look for people with phones in their hands and wires in their pockets, and just start talking. And it's kind of cool that this tool would do that because, I'm not in all these Discords. And to be honest, I don't know if I want to be in these Discords. I mean, I'm part of like, fucking 100 different servers. Yeah. It's like, it gets overwhelming. And it's like, that's kind of cool if there could be an aggregate tool like that, because it gives you the power of all the reporting that's happening in these communities that have their settings right, in one spot. So that's very cool. I'll definitely be checking that out. This is an interesting one. So you talked about how Niantic had shut down the third-party maps. As far as Niantic is concerned, how does your toolkit fit into your perspective on what Niantic is doing to provide these types of resources or lack of providing these resources to the community? These people have become so dependent on Discord and so dependent on these tools. Has Niantic missed the boat here? Like, do you think that they've come, they've kind of, the ship has sailed with them being able to do something similar to what they have in Ingress, where they have a global map?
Yeah, so I think there's two. I think they missed the boat. But I think that there's kind of like two questions. Like one is like the Ingress map, I think could still be incredibly useful for Pokemon Go. If they released a raid map, that would be huge, like huge.
Yeah, right.
I don't know anybody who wouldn't want to save time by knowing where there are raids so that they can more efficiently give Niantic their raid pass money.
Yeah, sure.
And but at the same time, the communication thing, I find it hard to believe that they would implement a chat into the app just because it seems quite difficult from like a policing perspective. And they've seemed to like cede some control of that to local communities in various aspects of the game. I mean, you see, aside from Discord communities, you see like the Self Arena is pretty much, they're taking control of like local PvP and competitive PvP. So I think like they're happy to kind of like cede the organizational responsibilities to local communities. I hope they continue to do that because I'm not really like scared that people would leave because I think people are kind of, we've got like friends in local communities and like the relationships have gone beyond just like a regular game. They really are kind of like, they're real friendships and people that really like each other. So I think that even if they were to release a chat app, it might help with raid coordination a bit, but people will still stick around on Discord.
Yeah, I think that the people are just so used to it, and the ability to communicate on Discord is so robust with all the different options and everything like that. I don't think that people would defect at this point because it's just become so much a part of the core makeup and nature of Pokemon Go. It's actually pretty cool how they work hand in hand.
Yeah.
As a trainer, as a community leader, as a creator, what do you think this game is missing? Where could this game go from here? I mean, how are you a PvP person? Are you like how do you play the game and what do you think is missing here?
I am very much a PvP person.
Yes.
I love PvP. It's probably my favorite aspect of the game right now. I think it gives it just gives a purpose to everything. I also really like the single player. I really like special research.
Yes.
And I think I do. I mean, going back, I think to an earlier podcast you guys did, I think the game is kind of missing more single player progression and feelings of achievement. I would like to see that. And I'd like to see PvP developed a little bit more. Those would kind of be my two wish lists as a trainer. Let's see, as a community leader, I would love to see the raid map.
Yeah.
It would be great if they had a raid map and they let tools integrate with it. That would, I guess, that as a creator and a community leader,
there's the secret sauce right there.
Yeah.
Then you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I would love to be able to we could always do stuff, but I would like if they had some sort of permissive licensing where I could have a bookmarklet or something that somebody goes to a raid on the official raid map and they can just boom, they can start a raid right into Discord and it'd be really easy to coordinate and stuff. That would be kind of the best because I think the raid map solves most of what people really want in terms of a map from Niantic.
Right. No, that's awesome. I agree with you 100%. I think that the raid map would, because I was never a fan of trackers and hunting down specific Pokemon on maps and stuff like that. I was always kind of sketched out by that. But when it comes to the majority of perspectives that I ask of when the communities, when I'm, talking to them, is I say, well, hey, do you guys use these tools? How do you feel about it from a moral perspective, this and that? And they say, look, just give me the freaking map. It'll only assist us. It'll only help us. We're not, it's impossible to take raid map information and use it in a malicious or kind of fraudulent way. We're really just trying to coordinate here.
Yep.
So I'm with you 100% there. I think that's definitely interesting. Now, what are your goals for the bot? And is this thing ready to scale as big as it'll go?
Yeah, I mean, so Pokenav is in. So right now we're in about 2,200 servers and cover about
hell yeah.
About last I checked, it was close to 500,000 unique Discord accounts. So there's some work I can do, but so far it's scaled fine for kind of all the communities that have wanted to use it. And let's see, my goals, so right now I'm there's a big list of things I need to do on my issue tracker. There's a lot of things I can just generally improve in the bot, but I would like to see, there's a couple features I'm not super ready to talk about yet that I would like to incorporate into the bot, but I'm always looking for kind of opportunities and ideas from people. So if you are in a server that uses Pokenav, you should join our Discord, leave feedback, ask for features. We're always looking for new ideas.
That's awesome. That's super exciting too, because knowing that this thing is, you've got some ideas up your sleeve. That's always exciting. That always, that'll always keep people excited and on the edge of their seat. And I think that's super important because we always want more. We always want something new and something different. So that's pretty sweet, man. But I want to thank you so much for coming on the show, man. I think I learned a lot about the tool. I'm going to link to everywhere that we can find you in the show description. Please, everyone, check them out. If you have the power, if you're involved in a Discord community and you guys do not have a raid or research or any kind of coordination tool, please check this tool out and integrate this thing into your server, because I was blown away the first time I used it, and it took me by surprise, and I couldn't believe how easy it was. So I definitely think that your community can benefit from a tool like this. So if you don't have any coordination, make sure you check out PokeNav. But please, Dan, where can my community find you? Where do you want people to go to learn about the tool?
Yeah, so the best place is PokeNavBot.com. So we've got links to like Discord or PokeNavBot on Twitter is fine. We have links there too. So those would be the best places: website, Discord, Twitter.
Awesome. Thanks so much again for coming on. Yes, we're going to head back to the rest of the show in just a moment. But again, thanks so much for coming on, and we'll talk to you soon, man. Thanks again.
Thank you so much for having me. Take it easy.
You got it.
I play Pokémon Go every day. I play Pokémon Go.
And we're back from our break. Thank you guys so much for that. Thanks again to IVpips. Dan, thank you for coming on the show, man. Super insightful. And I wish this guy the best of luck with his tool, man. I think it's super freaking cool. All right. Adam, Pokemon Go Fest, Chicago, 2019.
What is that?
Are you excited, dude? Is the hype? Is it
Am I
starting
supposed to be excited?
All right. Well, I'm fucking excited because
I'm excited.
Our Airbnb is booked. It's in the fucking hood. I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. It's around the corner from a Dunkin' Donuts. I'm very excited.
Okay,
I'm used
good.
to living in the hood. As long as I got a Dunkin' Donuts, I'm good.
Is that a wrap?
No, but I'm staying with freaking all you guys, and
Melissa's worried that the house is going to be filled
it's
with
going to be stinky.
Stinky
It's going to
content
be
creators.
stinky because there's going to be mad boy asses that all need to use one bathroom. It's going to suck for me.
It's 1.5
I'm buying
baths.
poopery.
It's 1.5 baths.
I'm buying poopery. And
We
if
are
you guys
getting
don't use it, I swear to God, I'll
No.
beat
There's
you.
just gonna be so much poop.
No, but they did release the kind of the logistics and the details of how the lottery system is going to work. And by the time you hear this will be live. So you guys will already have experience with it. So we can't talk on whether the system had any failures or successes right out of the gate because it hasn't happened yet. By the time you hear this, though, it will. So this is what we know so far and how we can kind of, talk about it prior to it actually releasing. 2 types of tickets will be available. A $25 general admission ticket that starts at 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. and a $35 early bird ticket gets you into the event 2 hours earlier, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. So you can either play for 8 hours or 10 hours, depending on which ticket you get. I'd imagine that most people will probably just get the regular one.
No, really?
I don't know. It's like
No, I think that
No, the
there's
early
most people are
access.
everybody's gonna want the earlier one because if you're spending the money to go out there for Pokemon,
Yeah, I guess you
you're
want
gonna
as
want
much time as
much time
possible.
as possible. Yeah.
That's a long fucking day for a lot of people, though. Like,
Yeah, but you know what? That gives you more time to take a break and eat and
shit
do that
break.
kind of relax. You don't know what the weather's going to be like as well. So
Yeah.
if you have crappy weather early in the day, then that gives you more time to play at night or vice versa.
Yeah.
So,
But-
there's lots of benefits.
Two gates to enter in on North Gate, South Gate. You have to choose which one when you're getting your ticket. That will be tied to your trainer name. Now, we did get some good insight on this. This is coming right from Niantic.com. They kind of detailed exactly how logistically all this shit is going to work. And it been doing this for the Asian events, and it's worked fine. Those events were free, but you still had to go through the lottery system to register. So starting the 22nd, so the lottery is going to be open tomorrow. There's going to be an in-app way that you can register to enter this lottery. You enter in your name, your email address, you hit enter. That'll be it. You won't receive a notification that you've entered, and you could enter between the 22nd and the 24th at 7 a.m. Pacific time. Once the lotto closes, winners will be notified by email. You have 48 hours to then make a purchase of your ticket, and you can buy up to 4 tickets. Now, this is the important part. We kind of brushed on this last week, but now we have some details here. So this is coming directly from the press release. It says, reserving tickets for other trainers for orders with 2+ tickets. It says, input the trainer nicknames of the friends that you would like to buy tickets for, 1 name per input box, and click add. Make sure the spelling is correct. You must be at least great friends. 7 days of interaction with the other trainer. We knew that. But here's the magic part. You must assign the entire quantity of tickets that you selected to eligible friends before you can proceed to payment. This was the big one. Last year, they kind of hung this over our head that we were going to have to do this during the registration process when you bought the tickets, and you could buy the tickets and you didn't have to do this for weeks out. So that's why the scalpers still had the opportunity to sell the shit. Now, you're going to be forced to put that information in prior to even making payment. So, bye-bye fucking scalpers. This is the greatest thing ever. This is great.
Yeah.
This is like...
It makes their lives easier as well, because
But-
everything is just digital.
And in the app. Like,
In the
you don't
app,
need
yeah,
any
everything is in
outside
the phone,
sources.
yeah.
So...
Yeah, I like
is-
this a lot.
I think this is freaking awesome. Now, this is the other part that was really cool, because people were saying, like, okay, these are non-refundable tickets. So what if you put me as one of your +1s, and then I also win the lottery, and I go in to buy tickets, and it's like, am I going to have 2 tickets, and then I have to, eat one because you're not going to be able to get refunded? No, this is what it says. If someone buys a ticket for you, you will not be allowed to buy one for yourself. So if you win the lottery and you go to purchase your own ticket, it'll give you a pop-up saying ticket is not available because someone else already bought it for you.
But
Now,
you can buy for other
But you
people.
can still buy for the other eligible people on your list.
So I
as long
guess
as you're
my
grateful.
question for you, Ken, is if somebody bought it for me and I didn't know about it, and they're in my in-game, we're great friends or whatever,
Right.
they bought a ticket for me, but I have no way of contacting them because there's no in-game talk, like chats.
No, I'd assume this is gonna work just like EX passes. You're gonna get an invite just like an EX pass, and then that's how you're gonna be able to activate it and like cash it in upon registration at one of these gates when you go to the actual event.
Okay.
So yeah, so I don't think it'll be like a rogue thing. I think you'll know. Like I'm sure some kind of notification will come up. There's gonna be like an events tab in the settings. So like you're gonna actually see like a little events logo with a little ticket. And you can go into there, and then that's where the menu is going to be. So there's going to be like a whole little heading of it in the actual menus of the game. So I think this is great. I think because the event is going to be 4 days, and there's not going to be a lot of ticket attrition, like because if the scalpers bought all these
There's
tickets,
not going to be a lot of what?
attrition.
I've never heard that word before.
There's going to be a lot of tickets that last year the scalpers would buy tickets, and if they didn't sell them, those tickets just went by the wayside.
Okay, thanks.
So this is going to prevent that because the people that are going to be buying tickets are going to be for registered players only. This is exactly what they were trying to accomplish last year. So I'm very excited about this. I think many more people are going to be able to attend this event just because it's 4 days, and now they're locking down the security for the trainer names. I'm all about it. What do you think of this, Adam? You think this is good, right?
I think this is fantastic because it's going to make sure that everybody there is players. And everybody that has a ticket will be able to make sure that, they're not being sold on eBay.
Right. And
If they are, they have to be for somebody that just made accounts and is scalping the accounts themselves.
Yeah. Okay. That's the way around it. You sell the account.
Oh, good. This is
but
coming
then-
out
but then-
after
Way
the
to
fact.
go.
Yeah,
Adam.
no,
Way to go.
but then someone has to play on that scrub ass account. They're not going to be playing on their personal account.
Yeah, but then they can just trade stuff. Boom.
Yeah, but that's still some bullshit. I don't know.
So
Yeah.
stupid. Why?
No,
oh
I think
my God.
I think this is a great way, man. I
Yeah,
think this is gonna,
yeah, it's
completely
because
shut-
nobody wants to go through that struggle, that grind.
No, they want to play on their own account. They want they want that shit there. They want that medal to populate on their account. Saying that they were there, and they want those Pokemon on that account. But I don't know. I think this is fucking great. They've seen success with this in the Asian events before. The Sentosa Safari Zone used the same format. So, again, you didn't have to purchase the tickets, but you still had to go through the same registration with the same lotto and all that stuff. So by the time this is live, the submission window will be live. So hopefully that part went well for you.
Yeah, good luck, guys.
Good luck,
I hope we
everyone.
got
Good
tickets.
luck.
Yeah.
Got
I really
your
do.
tickets, yeah.
And it makes
it's
it
like
so
Willy Wonka.
it makes it freaking hard
Who's
too
got a
because
golden ticket?
like we just booked our Airbnb, but everything is booking up like so fast, which means that Chicago is going to be completely booked before people even have tickets. So it's like it's difficult to plan this trip. It's very hard because of the timeline, because this shit is already sold out. Like the hotels are like $450 a night. Anywhere in the area, it's like, God, that's too much, man.
Yeah.
Way too much.
Baller status. Baller.
But listen,
status.
you mentioned the
Pokeballer status.
Sentosa Safari Zone.
Yep.
What's going on there?
All right. This is coming from PokemonGoHub.net.
Blue Shuckles.
Oh, I can't get one.
All right. This was great. This event had a ton of coverage from YouTubers because Trainer Tips, Mystic 7, JT Gilly, Holly, Zoe, Reversal, JT Valor all flew out there. Brandon Tan's out there.
Yeah.
And they're all making content. And the event looked freaking bananas.
Yeah.
Absolutely freaking
They look
bananas.
like they're having so much fun. It's crazy.
But there was like this waterfront area with just a ridiculous line of Pokestops, just insanely dense. And the spawns there were absolutely out of fucking control. There was this giant inflatable Lapras like out on the water. It looked
I
so
would die
cool.
seeing that.
It looked so freaking cool. But we had Tropius was the one that broke region lock. There was Unknown spelling out Sentosa. Lapras, Shuckle, Dratini, and Lonely Executor were increased spawns. We knew Shuckle was going to be shiny, but then they pull a curveball on us and give us shiny Lapras at the event. Now, so Lapras was still rare, but it was still spawning a lot at this event. Now, worldwide, the Shuckle came out, and then the Lapras started coming out, and Lapras is rare as shit, so there's no increased spawns of Lapras. We had these 2 days of increased Shuckle spawns here in the States, but Lapras is never fucking spawns. But there is a research task, win 5 gym battles, not to be confused with the battle in 5 gym battles, but that will give you a Lapras. And Jersey J got the fucking shiny Lapras
did he
off the research
really?
task. Yes.
Did he really?
Absolutely.
You bastard,
so
Jay.
rare. So incredibly rare.
Of course he would fucking get it.
But, it's... The event seems so freaking cool. DX1 shows up in Singapore.
DX1 is back.
DX1 is back. He put out a video yesterday kind of explaining his whole story. It's really touching. It's pretty awesome. I recommend, you know what? I'll link it in the description. Everyone should go check it out. And I connected with him on social media, and we're going to be doing a little chat with DX1 in the next coming weeks. Kind of see what's going on with him and his disappearing act and his reemergence, because I think there's a lot of good story in there that should be told. So we'll be talking with DX1 pretty soon. I'm pretty excited about that. All right, Sentosa was a success. I didn't realize that they were in 95, 100 degree weather. I didn't know it was that freaking hot there. They were all dying. Everyone's videos are like, it's hot. I'm dead. All right, Adam, why don't you talk to us about Shiny Meltan? This is another really welcomed thing, I think.
Listen, I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Shiny Meltan is coming back. I've been sitting on my Meltan box at 0 because
why?
There's no reason for me to catch them. I already have decent ones. I already have a lucky one, and I already have a shiny one. So there's almost no benefit. I wish there was something else.
You could spec them out differently for PvP, the Melmetals.
Oh my god. Care about PvP. I don't know.
I don't have the shiny one
Shout
yet.
out to King in Singapore. 97-person Kingdom Cup came in first place. Won the whole fucking tournament.
Oh, that's awesome.
With some of
Good
the
for
best
him.
players in the world. Fucking,
Wow.
yeah.
Calculated it.
Congrats, King.
So awesome. Absolutely awesome.
This is going to start April 24th and go all the way until May 5th. And 1 p.m. PDT.
So that means that if you plan this right and hold off on cashing in your next Meltan box till after 1 p.m. on the 24th, you could get 4 Meltan boxes in, and pretty much the odds were 1 shiny every 3 or 4 boxes. So you got a good shot if you pull this off and manage this correctly. And
Right,
do
so
it
I'm
every
gonna wait
3
for
days
this.
and don't have any downtime,
So annoying.
as soon as that clock hits 0 days,
That's so annoying.
well, don't do it.
But I want the shiny.
You see, there you go. It's like, you know.
But I don't want to do that.
They're giving
so
it to
I'm gonna
us.
cry about not having a shiny.
But you got to work for it, Melissa.
No.
You got to play the game.
Yo, she's been playing
I play.
a lot. She actually has had the game on This whole event.
I
this
really
whole
do
event.
play. Like, I say I don't play, but I do sort of play. I just don't ever catch anything.
No, but recently you've been playing more.
I want that fucking shinies, bro.
Yeah. So
Listen,
well,
there's a
I didn't
pink
mention this
bunny.
when we were talking
I got
about.
a pink bunny.
Yeah,
You did?
Mel-
I
Melissa,
did.
Yes.
I got a pink bunny.
I've been telling her to post it in the freaking
I know.
Discord.
Okay. I suck. Yeah, there's a
Just a
give
little
and take, my friends. It's either I play the game or what do you want me to do here?
No, but the other day we went out to the diner, Jersey style, right? And we're pulling into the diner parking lot. I'm turning in. I've got my phone mounted in the car.
Oh my god, yeah, he's fucking driving, dude.
And
He screams at the top of his lungs.
I scared.
Oh my god!
I scared the shit out of Melissa and Josh.
Literally, my heart. I almost had a
She thought we were
heart
gonna
attack.
crash.
I thought we were.
She
Yeah.
thought we were gonna. She
I
thought we
had
were
no
gonna crash.
idea. I was looking
go,
for an
shiny,
animal.
shiny. Then so I pull into the diner. I catch the shiny. I'm all fucking excited, right? We sit down. We order our food. Another fucking shiny shuckle. It's 6 minutes later. It just happened so
Yeah.
fast.
Oh man.
I could not believe it. So yes, 2 shiny shuckle within 6 or 7 minutes of each other. It was,
Yeah, and I still can't get one.
but no shiny bunny for me yet. But we'll get there. But Meltan, very excited about this. Very excited about this.
Yeah, I'm holding off. I'm going to open it the moment I can.
Now, how do you feel about the strategy of Niantic here, where they're making this shiny limited to events? That's kind of actually cool.
Don't like it.
Really?
Because if there was a chance of getting shinies, I would still be opening boxes. Even if they went from the 3 days to the 7, because
Like,
You know what? You're right, because I
They
have
should just
slacked
have
on
it
them too.
on. They should just have it on. There's no reason. If they increase the chance of getting a shiny during this thing, then it
that
would
would
be
be
worth
cool.
it.
yeah.
But because it's
Exactly.
not an increased chance, then it's like, why even fucking
Yeah, why did they
bother?
take it away in
It's
the
like
first place?
another
That's what I
goddamn
don't
thing I gotta
understand.
do just for maybe not getting it.
Oh, that's the thing. That's the daily laundry list. It's
And it's annoying. I don't like all those daily fucking. I got enough real life daily fucking tasks.
I've been slacking on Smeargle. I've been
Bro,
Oh my
fucking
God.
Smeargle, bro. I can't even with that.
Okay, so listen, I was taking some AR photos because we were doing the #buddy challenge for the Go Snapshot challenge, whatever. And I'm taking a picture of Chanel and a Bulbasaur, and I take the first picture and I was like, oh, okay, that was all right, but I wanted to get it so I move a little bit, take another shot, and Smeargle jumps in front and just ruins the whole picture. And I was
He
like,
really did
But dude,
photobomb
you had the picture. It was perfect. If he wasn't,
yeah, no, I kid you not. And so I take that picture, and then, I guess I just didn't realize that Smeargle had done that, because as soon as I took the picture, it made Bulbasaur go away and become itty bitty, and he was jumping all over the place.
Yeah, I've seen that mapping bug.
Yeah, and it was just it's just hides in the way back. Not even in the pit. You have to zoom in super far to see it.
I've noticed that if I do, if you hold a book or something up to your camera to take a picture, against a black screen, of a Pokemon in AR, it'll lose where it's rooted to, where it's anchored to the ground, and it will start wigging out and bug out, and then it kind of
Yes.
just drifts away and gets real small, and it's like, bye-bye. It just fades off into the background because it's just trying
Yeah, exactly
to
what
anchor.
happened.
Yeah, it's really, really funny. But yeah, the picture of with Bulbasaur on the other side of the lake in the background, it's like, oh, that actually looks pretty cool.
But I did post mine. It's on my personal Instagram. Ken said he has an idea, so hopefully
I have an
that'll get-
idea. I have an
that'll make
idea.
it.
Well, I'll talk about it because let's see if I can actually pull this off. I'm gonna need Melissa's help. So what I want to do, Geodude being my favorite Pokemon, is I want to take a series of 3 images. First with Geodude, next with Graveler, and then finally with Golem, kind of showing the progression of the evolution of the buddy.
Oh,
throughout
that's
our
adorable.
So that's what I'm going to be going for. Now I can only have till the 24th to do this. So it's not like I'm giving up the ghost here of talking about it, and someone else is going to steal my shit because they're not going to have a chance to do it either. But
Right, but that's the whole thing of it is you have to have somebody that has that same envision that you have for this image,
I want
And they
I
have
want
to
to
get
do
the
it
pe-
so bad.
See, I'm like, do I trust my coworker to take a picture with me or not? But yeah,
All right, extravaganza recap. Let's talk about this event. You know, we're talking about Melissa getting the shiny bunny. Spawns were fucking out of control. There was Baneri everywhere. Like, they had the spawns turned up to 11.
They were
awesome.
hopping.
Yeah.
This one, oh god, this one goes up to 11. Adam, you had a ridiculous event, right?
Yes. I caught 3 of the bunnies.
That's so crazy.
That's awesome.
That's so crazy.
And
I've
up
caught
until-
so many regular ones and no fucking shinies.
Up until now, today I hatched a shiny Mawile and a shiny Badoo just a few minutes ago before we started the podcast.
What?
I didn't know about the Badoo. I saw them a while in Discord.
Yeah, no, I was
Damn.
upset because I didn't get to see it. I didn't get the egg hatching.
Oh yeah, because you do it on the watch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but still, shit. Damn.
Sick.
All right, you got your shiny magnetism back. It went away.
Yeah,
for a
now
little bit,
it would
but
be
now
nice
it's
to
back.
have a shiny Magnemite.
Damn. I want the Ghastly, man. Fuck that. I
Oh,
want
man.
Lapras. I
fucking
want purple
hatched.
Lapras.
That was one of the 2 things I hatched, and it wasn't
Yeah.
shiny.
I want Lapras.
Lapras.
But Adam, did
maybe-
you, like I asked Terry Wolf, were you using super incubators on 2K eggs?
So the first purchase of the adventure box, yes, because I didn't realize that like I should just be using the basic free incubator because 1 kilometer is way more doable than anything else, especially with the
Sure.
watch. So I definitely wasted a bunch.
Yeah,
The
but they go
second
so
box-
quick.
The second box was I need to hold on to 9 super incubators, so like when the event ends, like I still have incubators to roll with. But any like 10Ks, those are going straight in. 7Ks.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, you
No,
got
and
it.
then even I opened up all 20 gifts. I got 0 eggs.
You know,
Out of 20?
Call me a liar, I dare you, but
No.
I got 20 no eggs.
all right, funny story. I ran out of balls today. I ran out of balls. 0 Pokeballs, Great Balls.
Well, I
Ultra
mean,
balls.
you need those, Ken.
I have
Can't
not
really survive.
Right,
Can't-
testicles, neither. I ran out completely, all of them, and I was just like, Melissa's like, open gifts. I go, okay, let me open gifts, but I'm like, I don't want 7K eggs. So I'm like, fuck it, I have to, and I had 4 egg slots open. Right, I opened all 20 gifts, get some balls, only 1 egg from all 20 gifts, 1 5K egg. I mean, 1 7K egg. So the egg rate from gifts it seems to be down
Yeah.
right now.
I opened
Which is fine
20
because I
and
don't
got
want 'em.
0.
I want 2Ks. Riolo and 2Ks. That's what I need in my fucking life. But I'm not getting shit. But yeah, I've expended all of my incubators and I'm not buying any more right now. So
Yeah, I'm not either.
tis what it tis.
But the second it becomes midnight, I'm going to be opening up another 20 gifts, and I swear to God, if I don't get any eggs, I'm going to be rip shit.
All right, little community action here. We got a new voicemail. This voicemail is from last week, so it's a little dated, but it actually came through our Gotta Watch 'Em All email. That's why I didn't pick up on it last week. But it's from Adam from New Zealand, and here we go.
Hey, Adam from New Zealand here. Just sending you in a quick voice message. After a couple of sips of the liquid courage, of course, I just want to talk to you about the Cypher event that currently is going on. I've seen lots of Reddit posts. A couple of my people in my group are talking about how this Cypher is a 1 in 450 chance of being shiny, no matter what you do. You do a raid, you do a task, you do just find them in the wild. It's 1 in 450 no matter what. Which, that was news to me. That wasn't how it used to be, I don't know, last year. Supposing this is the thing right now. I just want to know, do you think this is even fucking fair, to be quite honest? Like, does this even make any sense? Like, quite honest, I'm kind of pissed. I'm not going to go out and do any fucking Cypher raids. I'm not going to give a premium raid pass out to Niantic if this is the case. I just find it weird that everyone seems to think, like, everyone thinks this is confirmed. And there's a lot of people that are on Reddit. I had a few arguments with them. A lot of people on Reddit are like, they think this is 100% the case. Do you really think it's 1 in 450? Or is it just the fact that it's only been like 5 days since Cypher's been out and you can't actually have any data on this? And basically, is 1 in 450 a bad thing? Is it silly for Niantic to do this? Hey, loving it. Loving the show. Peace out from New Zealand.
Thanks so much, Adam from New Zealand, for calling in. So I actually wasn't aware of the 1 in 450 for Scyther raids, right? So I did a little research, and from what I did see, people were saying that even in raids, Scyther was 1 in 450 chance to be shiny. I didn't know that.
Stupid.
That's stupid.
Stupid.
Honestly,
That's really dumb.
I think that if you're gonna, have a raid boss, you have to have an increased shiny rate.
Yeah.
But like even something like, when Lugia and all that 1 in 20, 1 in 25, whatever it was, look at Absol or Mawile, 1 in 80 or something like that. They could still stretch it out, but I think they need to have an increased rate. They need to have an increased rate because that's what makes doing the raid special. Because you're not just grinding, you're not just out there catching them in the wild. You're posting up and you're doing an actual event. You're doing the raid. So if
I'm more likely to go do a raid by myself if I know that there's a chance of me getting it a shiny.
Sure.
But if it's the odds are the same as just catching it in the wild, and I see Scyther pretty often in the wild, the hell am I gonna? You're right. Like, why am I gonna waste a fucking raid pass? I'm not. That's stupid.
Yeah. I want more incentive. I would kind of want more incentive. I mean, I've been doing so few raids lately anyway. I might do the Scyther raid simply because I need a raid that I could get in and get out just to do one. But yeah, I definitely would want from a shiny perspective, give me better odds from the raid for sure, because that is a little bit of a what the fuck. All right, we got an email from Atari Alex. It says, "Dear Ken, Melissa, and Adam, I've got some rapid-fire questions for you all. What % chance do you think the following mechanics have of ever being added to Pokemon Go?" All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read them off, and we'll just give really quick feedback to each one, and I'll go through. Adam, held items.
I don't think likely.
Really?
I think very likely.
I think they're gonna
Guaranteed.
have them.
I've read through this list already, and people, I'm not being weird here, but I'm very positive and very optimistic. Held items happening. Abilities happening.
Yes,
Yeah,
happening.
abilities. Yeah,
Breeding.
I hope so.
All right, breeding. This is the one I'm not so
but
sure.
I don't think so because it's too in depth. It's just too. They would have to add too many mechanics to it for it, and then there's so
Well, I think
much.
this is where like the Pokemon Center comes into play.
Yeah,
And have one per, whatever.
If this does
So-
come, I see it happening way after held items and abilities.
Yeah, like I said, eventually.
All right, bottle caps. Absolutely. Why
what the
not?
hell are bottle caps?
Bottle caps let you raise IVs.
Yes.
Okay.
So, like in the main series game, so an item, a consumable item to increase stats.
Yeah, make
okay.
it as rare, if not rarer, than a Sinnoh Stone.
But the problem
they
here
ain't gonna do that.
is that becomes pay to play.
They're not gonna do that.
I mean, that becomes pay to win.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's
gonna make it unfair.
Yep, that's the challenge. So they have to, if they're going to do it, they can't have it be in the shop. It has to be an earnable or something like that. Because if it's just a matter of someone dishing out the cash to make
it would have to be earnable.
Have to be earnable.
Yeah, I'd say you have to complete
special research or something.
Or you have to be
make it like
you have to have a certain amount of XP.
Well, if it's special research, everyone would get a shot.
Oh, true. Yeah, because you want to make it accessible for everyone.
Yep. Mega evolutions.
Hell yes.
Absolutely.
They got to do that.
Adam? What?
I don't.
That shit's coming.
Well, with Shield and Sword coming out, you never know. Like whatever they're gonna do with this,
You're the only person on Earth I know that says Shield and Sword. Melissa, what is the name of the
Shield
game?
and Sword.
Did you say Sword and Shield?
Shield.
Sword and Shield, right?
Shield and Sword.
You're the only one I know that says Sword and
It
Shield.
just sounds.
I don't know. I
close
feel like
under
that's on a Yu-Gi-Oh card, and that's why I say that.
I don't know. Mega evolution
I
is
will
definitely
find
coming. What about Z moves?
No.
Okay, I don't think so either. At least not yet. Status moves. We're already seeing that in PvP
Yes.
with attack defense, but could maybe status meaning like burn, poison, confused. I could see it,
Yeah.
but it would probably have to live within PvP only. Fishing. I would love fishing.
I would love fishing. I don't know
it
if
has
it's.
no place in Pokemon Go.
But if that's a single player little mini game or something like
They're
that,
not gonna do that.
I would love that.
No.
Please bring it. Please bring it. Likeliness, I don't think it's too high.
Yeah, I don't.
Moo Moo Milk. Moo Moo Milk
100%.
That's like
100%.
that's just like
They
a
could
more
do
powerful
that.
potion.
It's a potion, basically.
100 hit point potion.
I agree. They
So
could do
maybe live between the ultra potion and the max potion, something like that. Super contest, yes. I think that contests in Pokemon are awesome, and are outside of PvP. So maybe you do something where you can earn ribbons or, cool titles, or that kind of goes into one of the things he says down here with Poffins, Pokeblocks, those foods that would change like the descriptions of your Pokemon that you could earn in contests. Like you have like a super cool Pokemon, so there's mechanics there that would all kind of have
And they could utilize the gym system and make it like go in the gym instead of like leaving a Pokemon at the gym. You could go in the gym and
like
then
a training or longer,
yeah.
like a timer based training or something like that.
Yeah. And so like whatever, it's on a 24-hour thing. So everybody just deposits a Pokemon for the contest.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, they all go back. I don't know.
All right. Battle Tower, Battle Frontier. Hell yeah. This could be Niantic's official response to the Silpharina. If they were to do something in-game with a tournament where there's either NPCs or live people, this could be how they respond to Silpharina. If they were to do something internally. The Distortion World, Ultra Space.
Yes.
Hey, maybe when more Pokemon come out?
Yeah.
Well, if you think about it, with Harry Potter, Wizards Unite, where you can walk into like a portal that you set.
Yeah.
It could be something where you set a portal and then you walk into it and then it's in an AR space and that's where you find Giratina, Palkia. Just in the future, something.
That would kind of be cool.
You can find Shaman. That would be a huge, like, crazy cool thing.
Or maybe with special research that you get one chance to enter that realm.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that could be cool. Sorry, Alex. Good fucking email.
good
A lot of good
question.
stuff in here.
Fantastic.
Like this is.
Thanks for writing in.
Yeah, that was fun to put the tinfoil hat on with those.
I think they're going to be bringing so much stuff to this game. I think that there's plenty of legs left on this game, and they're just going to keep bringing these core mechanics, held items, abilities, especially. That shit's got to come, and it's just going to make the game more deep and rich.
Did we talk about Latios?
Oh yeah, Latios Special Raid Week is wrapping up as well. How'd you do, Adam?
Really? It's wrapping up?
got
Fuck.
2 shinies.
What? Damn, how many raids did you do?
I don't know, probably like 6 or 7.
Wow.
But let me just get angry real quick. The happy hour.
Okay.
Stupidest.
All right, I have this noted in the miscellaneous news here. We'll jump ahead. So apparently they did this legendary dinner hour, right? Okay. We had the legendary lunch hour 2 weeks ago. Legendary dinner hour, which was April 19th at 6 p.m. local time, an hour of Latios raids.
1 hour, yeah.
There was no announcement.
Yeah.
They did not make any fucking announcement. So I see all these, I'm like outside doing yard work and shit. I look down at the phone. Everybody's like going nuts talking about this, like scrambling. And I go to all the channels, Niantic's page, PokemonGoLive.com, Niantic blog, all that stuff. I can't find a fucking announcement anywhere. Twitter, Instagram, nowhere. I'm like, what's going on with this event? And then Adam put like a novel of a rant together in the Discord and just started unleashing his fury. And he's like, Pokemon Master Holly made a tweet saying, hey, legendary lunch hour, 6 o'clock. It was like she was the only one who knew. So if you didn't hear it from Pokemon Master Holly, how the hell do you know about this?
I posted in my chat, and so I expect somebody to, respond. And nobody was really talking about it. And then all of a sudden 6 o'clock hits, and nobody's out. It's like a ghost town.
Ugh.
But I just did raids with people, like maybe 5-10 minutes before, and that's where I got the shiny. So like I can't get too upset about it, but I was already out. And I was like, okay, driving around, and I was like, there's nobody at any of these locations. There's like half of it was Latios and half of it was Giratina.
That's
nobody wanted Giratina, so nobody's gonna go there.
I thought it was just Latios.
No, it was both of them. And then when just like in the last time when the eggs that were already ongoing ended, the new egg would like appear.
Right.
And it would go for an hour. But I think because it was so close to 7, they didn't want to risk it going past 7:30. Oh my god!
So you got burned out. You got screwed on those.
They didn't spawn any new eggs. So all right, strike 1 was the fucking Giratina. Strike 2 was the fucking.
Was so mad.
Yeah, no, seriously. And then strike 2 was fucking no egg respawn. And strike 3 was no fucking communication.
Yeah.
And so here I am for 20 minutes scrambling, trying to be like, okay, where is everybody? And I'm like, okay, I'm going to Walgreens. I'm going to start there. And I sat there and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know
and then
why
somebody
they
was
wouldn't
like,
do an official announcement. Like, why
yeah,
not
so there was
put a
3 of
tweet?
us. We go in and like
They
nobody else.
dropped the ball.
Yeah. And so I waste a pass just sitting there. Okay. And maybe, 10 more minutes go by after. And I'm like, man, I'm just sitting here like waiting. And I'm like, I'm going to look in my other chat on Discord, look in that. And they're like, oh, we're doing this and this and this. And I'm like, where is it? And like I had pulled out and left Walgreens and started like driving down the road. So apparently when I left, they pulled into Walgreens and started doing it. I was like, are you
You just
kidding me?
need to use fucking Discord, man. You need to.
Well,
you
that's
need
the
to
thing,
get
there's
off
2
the
separate
Facebook thing.
groups.
You need to get off the Facebook thing.
There's 2 separate groups though.
Just hang out with the cool kids on Discord, because that way you can. And do they use a raid coordination tool, or are they just posting
No.
in channels?
They're just posting in the channels.
Well, they
And
need
then-
to fucking get PokeNav in that chat stat.
And so I said, I'm coming back. Wait for me. And they're like, oh, we already did it. We're all leaving. And they said, and then in the chat, they're like, oh, well, we're going to go to this one. And so I go to that one. And then I'm like, here, waiting. And they're like, oh, we're done for the day. We're done.
Dude,
we're done.
this is
we're
why.
done.
That's
This is
fucked
why
up.
you need a tool like Meowthbot or PokeNav. I'm telling you.
So then
You need
two
to.
more
you
people
need to get a hold of your admin, dude.
2 more people pop back and they're like, oh, look, we're here for the raid. And then me and the one guy communicating in Discord are like, drop. We're both in the lobby until like the timer hits 1. And the guy in the middle of us, who's clearly there for Pokemon, because he's like looking and he's playing on his phone. I'm like, can you not see us in the lobby? Join the fucking lobby. And so again, wasted another pass. Then
Oh
he
my
finally
God.
jumps in. He finally jumps in with 1 minute left on the clock. I was like, are you flipping kidding me right now? So then we attempt, obviously. And I'm like, dude, do you think we could do it? Are you level 40? Like, do you have the right counters? We should be able to do it. Duo should. Okay. And I have my guys. And we could barely do it. I was like, what the hell? And then
Did
this
you
guy,
do it, though?
do it?
this guy's using like Pidgeots, and I'm like, what
did
are
you
you
do it?
doing?
But did you do it?
No.
Oh,
I wasted 2 passes. Niantic, you owe me 2 passes.
no, that's
Miscommunication.
On you,
No, yeah.
All right, I'm just kidding. Niantic, I love you. But thanks for the shiny Latios. Appreciate it. But I was so upset. I was like, just this sheer lack of communication in all aspects.
Yeah, when I turned on the game after hearing, because I have 2 gyms that are a stone's throw from my house that I could see, perfect. And I can see 5 gyms from my house. So I do like a full 360 rotation, and there was 2 minutes left on all the raids. And I was like, oh my God, I missed the whole fucking shebang. And there was just no alerts. I got notifications on for Pokemon Go tweets. None, nil. They just didn't happen. All right, some more miscellaneous news here. They did confirm Torchic will be our next Community Day Pokemon, May 19th. It's a Sunday. I could play. I'm thinking about New York City for Community Day.
Let's see what the weather's like.
Wow, don't sound too excited there.
Yeah.
Fuck. Man.
Did
I
you
didn't-
see that there were new attacks? Blaze Kick?
Blaze kick?
Yes, so Blaze Kick is going to be, you think that will be
I think so.
Blaziken's special move for Community Day?
It's gotta be.
420 was yesterday.
Yes.
420 Blaziken, my dude. The famous
Blaze kick.
Kyler thing with Blaze Kick. It's
Yeah,
so
no,
great.
I liked. Yeah, he reacted to the story with like
Yeah,
fire.
it's so funny.
Like, yeah, and I did the Blaziken for him just so everyone knows.
Yes.
That was all for Kyler.
I did a YouTuber roundtable video last night, which was fucking amazing. Absolutely hilarious. Absolutely fantastic. Count Jinsula, Ludo Clack, J. Kim, Blink Button Mesh, and the Trainer Club all came on. We talked shop for about an hour and a half. Talked about all different types of developmental stuff, processes, all that kind of stuff, all behind the scenes shit of the YouTube world. It was very insightful and a really good time. Fucking J. Kim is a funny dude, man. I was laughing the whole freaking time. He was very, very cool. And then Blink Button Mash, who had just finished the Pokegirl 7 meetup in New York City, is walking around New York and he carries a fucking megaphone around, and he gets on the fucking thing. He's like, "Burp, burp," starts screaming through the megaphone. I go, "Dude, it's 11:30 at night. You're walking down the street in New York on the megaphone." So he goes, "Yeah, bro, represent." It was like, oh my God, it's so fucking funny. But I'll link to that in the description. Check that out, please. It's also going to be out on audio format, so you'll hear that as well on this feed. So check that out, please.
That's swell.
Nightmare Cup is the new Sylph Arena meta. This one's going to be pretty cool. It's a 3-type meta. Psychic, Dark, and Fighting. Legendaries are banned. Sableye is banned. Metacham is
I'm out.
banned.
You said Sableye. I'm out.
So they're starting to really focus in on these metas. I fucking love this. Next week we'll do a battle party at the end of the show for the Nightmare Cup. They released egg backpacks in the shop where you can now get backpacks that look like 2K, 5K, or 10K eggs. No 7K backpack, which is a little weird.
Like for your guy?
For your avatar. Yeah.
Oh my God.
It looks like the egg.
That's
Well, they probably
so
don't
stupid.
think Alolan eggs will be forever.
250 coins
Oh my God.
for the backpack.
So
Oh,
dumb.
all right. I do want to give another special shout out to Maddie F. Baby for creating one of the funniest fucking videos ever made. Pokemon Go poses in real life. I'll link it in the description. It is fucking hilarious. He does like a side-by-side of the avatar poses.
Our
and-
kid was doing it
Yo,
all night and all day.
so he's so like he has like this ridiculous sarcastic style, and he like calls out each pose as he's doing. He's like, "Pokeball pose. You want to do a raid with me, trainer?" It's like my son at the diner is just going, "Pokeball pose, Pokeball pose." Maddie, fucking brilliant, dude. We were cracking up. That video is absolutely hilarious. I'll link to it in the description. Really, really funny. But guys, that's a show.
That is a show.
That we did it.
We did it. We did
We
it.
made it through another one.
Melissa didn't finish her bottle of wine.
I'm falling.
Her
fucking
tiny,
asleep,
itty
bro.
bitty bottle of wine.
Her itty bitty mini
Easter.
5 pound, 6
Easter
ounce
jack me up.
little baby Jesus bottle of wine.
That's at it, baby.
She's drinking. They look like little beers. It's
The-
looks like a bottle of beer, but it's wine. It's like this is like
It does. It's smaller than a bottle.
It's
of
smaller
beer.
than a
it's
bottle of
like
beer.
a little tiny.
it fills a wine glass.
They need
It's-
sippy cups. No, or not sippy cups. They need like juice boxes. Not
With
the
wine?
big juice, not the big box of wine, but a little juice box of wine that you just poke your little straw through like a juicy juice box.
But you don't even need that. 'Cause
That's
you have these little
brilliant.
things.
Adam,
right?
that is fucking brilliant.
Melissa doesn't need any more ways to consume wine. She's doing just fine. But guys, that's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for checking out the show. Please check out luredup.com for everything that we're doing. Email us like Atari Alex did today. info@luredup.com. Leave us an inappropriate voicemail. Well,
Like Terry Wolf.
yeah. Leave us.
I know-
We're just
I
going
know
to
that
call
one
that
was like a
the
live
Terry
call.
Wolf voicemail line. But no, you can leave us a message like Adam from New Zealand. 732-835-8639. 732-835-8639. Leave us a review
Again,
on iTunes. We would
that's-
greatly appreciate
That's
that.
yeah.
What?
I said again. That's 732-835-8639.
Yeah, we want voicemails. They're fun. They're absolutely fun. But thanks again.
Also email
Check out
us.
the round table. We'll see everybody next week. Thank you, y'all. Thank you, trainers. Keep training,
Bye.
trainers.
Trainers, train on.
Train on, trainers.
Oh my
Definitely.
God. Bye, guys.
Go grind.